Like I didn't even.
I think it just happened a couple hours ago.
Yeah, I just saw it on I get the breaking 911 notifications on Twitter.
Was it because like okay, so did he step down because of?
What notifications?
It's breaking 911. It's
just all news. Yeah, all big news.
I thought you
Twitter
like just had.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Information
So Papa
for
John's,
Papa John's.
and then I have something I want to talk about too because that's good.
Well, I mean, it's something that happened, and I don't really feel bad. Fucking
Yeah, but
Papa
there's
John's.
a fucking the whole year 2017's been Papa John's fucking thing.
What happened with Papa John's?
He apparently back a couple months ago he was bashing the NFL.
He was saying that like
about,
the protests were causing a decline in sales, and everyone was like, "Go fuck yourself, your pizza's garbage."
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's overpriced.
And then it got, but then it got like like backlash from like it was the official pizza of the Nazis.
How the hell did it get that?
Because he said that like
everything connects.
because he said like the NFL.
Yeah.
The NFL caused the sales to drop, so the Nazis took that as like I don't like black people because
Yeah.
the NFL is like 75% black, so then you roll off of that, right?
So he stepped down as
the
CEO.
Yeah, but even before that, like the sales were shitty. Like they were doing horrible anyway.
That was kind of the reason of the whole promotions thing. Was
Right,
like every
that's
time some Washington place wins a game, you get like 2 free pizzas.
Oh, I know.
Because any people to go.
Didn't they
there.
have Peyton Manning do a commercial for Papa John's?
They have a
Peyton
lot of Peyton Manning. He was a spokesperson for
He
a while.
was a spokesperson, yeah.
He always made it funny though.
Yeah, it didn't help apparently because like their sales were like horrible. And then there was the whole like he didn't want to pay, like his employees couldn't get like full-time benefits. Like no one was full-time at Papa John's because he didn't want to. He didn't want to.
Oh, like a Walmart thing or something.
Yeah, something like. I mean, I could be pulling this out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. Like,
I just think Papa John was, I don't know, the NFL thing got a little too crazy because he started getting, what is it, anti-Semitic?
I mean, he never did it. Like, he never.
Not like
It's just that.
straightforward, but
Yeah, like I mean, that's just what they because Kaepernick was kneeling and it became a black kind of black people don't like whatever.
So did the
like,
media morph it into this weird
everyone
perverted shit?
Everyone, because like Kaepernick was kneeling because he didn't like the way black people were being treated in America. So then Papa John says we're losing sales because of the players kneeling. So I guess they take that as he doesn't care about black people.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it just
Yeah, A means B.
it
B
snowballs.
means C,
Yeah,
so
it
A
snowballs.
means C.
It snowballs.
Mob mentality.
I'm a Little Caesars guy myself.
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Pizza.
I like Domino's.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
more
I
of
was
a
gonna
like.
say, so where does everybody go then if it's not Papa John's apparently?
Domino's.
Because like I like
Anywhere
Papa
else,
John's,
I guess.
Let's
but
bring back.
I'm more of a like any mom and pops.
Yes, I was gonna say
Mom and pops
let's bring those back.
Are way better than like Domino's and.
But you
Pizza
know
Hut
what?
to
But
me.
why is
That's
that?
just
Yeah.
me though.
But why hasn't that become more popular though? You got look at like the microbreweries and wineries and shit. Like everything else, even online, everything's coming back to the small company, American made, yada yada yada. Where the fuck's the hometown mom and pop pizza?
There are a lot. I mean,
Because
they're.
I feel like that's harder to start up than it is most other places.
It
I
is
mean, they're
hard to
doing
gain
great
traction.
though. Like,
Like
there's a mom and pop. Like Pete's has been around forever. In Culpeper. Like, they're still going
Yeah.
hard.
The one right next to the Treasure Box place in Morton.
that's
Carousel.
Joe's Pizza.
Is it?
Yeah,
Joe
because
and Vinny's?
I
That
think
one.
it's
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's been around forever.
Forever.
The one down towards Goldvein, like the M&P's Pizza,
yeah,
right there on the side.
that
like,
one is good.
That one's
I
been
love
there
that
for
place.
like
That's true.
as long as I've
But
been
you,
alive.
but I'm saying like no, but people still go to fucking Domino's or
Well, that's
I mean,
because
I
people,
understand.
I mean, this is just
And
our
what the thing
opinion.
is-
There are other people that probably think that mom and pops is shit.
It's
Like,
been a long time since I've been to Joe and Vinny's. I should probably try it
you
again.
know what sucks is like
Yeah.
their subs are amazing. Man.
steak and cheese. Steak and cheese is on
good.
point.
Oh, no,
you
it's
went,
really
to,
good.
you went to a very deep, intimate place with that.
Do
Yeah,
they still,
you got really
do
like
they still have
delicious.
like the arcade games in there?
I haven't been in there in forever, man.
I remember that because we used to go order, wait for it, and play a video game. It was
Yeah.
cool.
I went to school with their
Video
youngest
games.
son.
Another
They did?
thing that went
Yeah.
away.
That's
Remember
cool.
Aladdin's in the Manassas Mall? The
arcade?
Like an actual
Arcade?
arcade?
Yeah, because everyone. Well,
Where's an arcade at other than Chuck E. Cheese and
You know where they started?
Everyone buys their games now, so
Yeah,
there's no
but
need
you know
for
where
an
they
arcade.
started
Dave &
fucking up
Buster's.
though the arcade shit is when they took away actual money going into the machines and they used tokens. Because then you had to go to the token machine, put money
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think
follow
it's just
that.
because like home systems became so popular, like Xbox 360, Xbox.
Yeah, it was just the
PlayStation,
evolution.
like the evolution.
medium.
Yeah.
I don't need to go there
Then
anymore.
they started
because
charging 75 cents to play a fucking game. Why
Even
couldn't they
if it
stick
was-
with a quarter?
even if it was still cheap, I'm telling you, like
Yeah, because
Game
you got to wait
online-
in line or
the internet ruined everything.
The
I
internet.
tried to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, one strike.
I don't have to go to arcade to fucking talk to people and play video games. I can get online and talk to everyone in
So
the
if
world and
everybody-
play video games.
Yeah.
It's true.
Alright,
It's
touche.
true.
So if anybody starting a business should envision their end user being naked on a beanbag chair and say, well, how close can I get to that?
Yeah.
How
yeah.
close could I get to
Because
that?
that's
Easy
ultimate,
to make
like-
somebody get to that state.
No, you do, because that's like, I'm comfortable to the max. Like,
Yeah.
if you're naked on a beanbag chair, that's life right there. That's it.
That's true.
That is it. That's
That's
I mean,
the end goal.
in your-
that's the end goal. Like, I've made it. I've made it.
What's
you have
that?
no care in the world.
Is that the movie Wall-E? Is that the movie?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so we're all gonna be like Wall-E, where we all just get
Oh,
fat.
all the fat
Aren't
people
we,
in the
I mean,
hover
we're
chairs.
pretty much there. We're
gonna
halfway
live in-
there.
we're gonna
At
live
least
in
America.
That would be America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Come on,
say.
man. There's a whole health revolution going on right now. We're getting away
Where?
from it.
Where?
I don't know, somewhere.
Somewhere.
They're always
Not
running
here,
in LA.
California.
In
Yeah,
5
California,
years,
they're always healthy.
Now you see like the health freaks getting bashed. It's so hilarious. Like, you know how like the fat kid used to get picked on, and now it's the other way around. Like
Health
where the
freaks?
skinny kid's like, you
I feel like
get
because
shape.
nobody likes
And
someone
they're
to
like,
shove it down their throat.
yeah, it's like come to the gym, and everyone's like, who goes to the gym anymore?
Fucking
Oh, look at me,
loser.
I'm lifting weights. Like it's just
I don't.
no fun anymore.
I just think now you have to be able to just, as a kid, you have to be able to get made fun of. Just that's the world. as it
Self-humiliation
now.
is
yeah.
like the ultimate.
Like there's nothing that like no
virtue.
click now is cool. Being a jock, everybody would have fucking.
We were just talking about that. Like, I was like, man, I would probably fail like at life if I went to school now. Like, there was
Because,
such
like,
there was
you
such
should-
anarchy. Like, there was just it was just a chain of command. Like,
That's
Yeah,
like,
you used to
can
bash.
and we
nerds,
stayed to
but
it. Yeah.
You can
now-
tell like the straight
It's cool to
jocks
be
now
smart
like
now.
are not cool. Like it's
Yeah.
not cool to
No,
be
you can't just play sports
you
and be
can't just play
popular
sports.
anymore.
You have to be like smart too. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the football players that, at least when I played, they all had like straight A's and stuff. Like they
You
had to
had
be
to,
super
like,
smart
yeah,
to do
you
anything.
can't. Also, they stopped passing kids for just being good at sports.
yeah, yeah.
That whole umbrella fell apart. Like, no, I'm serious.
Especially
Like,
like Alabama, they probably
Yeah,
still do it.
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Outside
yeah,
of
yeah,
Texas
probably.
and Alabama,
Yeah.
that doesn't fly.
I mean, like in high school, like remember you could not like. I fell off
Yeah.
the team and I didn't have
You
to
did,
leave.
and I had to do
it was
your
a strict
homework.
Yeah, they made him do my homework.
And
'cause I
people
didn't-
made fun of me because I was doing his homework.
Yeah, it was like loser, and I'm practicing. Like, it's just, it's not like that anymore though.
No,
like if
that's
you
true.
fail, you're gone. It's out.
I went. Okay, I got. I got all A's or whatever, and I did the whole top 30 dinner thing where they give you the same fucking lunch food, but
Right.
at 6:00 at nighttime, and then you have a banquet, and you get the styrofoam plates and shit, and I got made fun of because I played football and
You're
I got
a fucking
shunned.
nerd.
So I got shunned by the smart kids, and then I couldn't tell the football players that like I had good grades.
Yeah, because then we would make fun.
Yeah,
of
because
them.
then they'd shit on me at practice.
Yeah, so. Yeah, see, you needed to
I
go
had
to
to-
school
I had to
now where
bob
you
and
could
weave.
you
I had
could
to-
thrive. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Back
about-
then, it was
I mean,
like-
you just have to be a savage now. Like you have to be able to give it and take it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like-
That's pretty cool.
Now back then,
Like
you just,
that's how Jake and I are.
Like-
Jake and I, like
You guys
we
are
don't do
some
nearly
sharp
as much
tongued
work
motherfuckers, man.
as you
are.
think we do.
yeah.
We're just out there, fucking burning.
It's nothing but
Fucking
just
jazz.
That doesn't
all
change.
day.
That's just the
Yeah.
shop though, because me and Steve did the
That's
same
the
thing
shop.
when we.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they
I
got-
remember
you
like
can't
one
just
time Nick came out and like fucking blew up because me and Steve were laying in the grass, like just laying there, right? And Nick's like going off, and we're like,
What song were you listening to?
watching airplanes, yeah.
yeah.
And we're like, Nick, just come lay down with us. And he's like, all right, fuck it. And like we sit there for like an hour just laying in the grass looking at clouds. We weren't even high. Like that's just how it went. Like that's
Like, oh,
just,
that cloud looks.
yeah, like that's what we did. Not
That shit
Oh,
still
fuck.
got done.
Shit still got done.
That's one thing you need to cherish about shop life.
that shop life was great. I
Is
is
don't
that
know why.
you can get everything in
More
life
so
accomplished
for us in
and
the
still
shop
get
than
work
you.
accomplished.
Fair enough.
Then you like you had it one time we hit a bullet off of a tee and it shot Steve.
That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea.
You weren't there for that.
No, piece of shrapnel went right in my side.
That was pretty fun.
I was like, Steve, if you hit this with a golf club, you think it will shoot? He's like, let's find out. And he's like, I'm bleeding. Like we're like, oh God, no. That was horrible.
that was
Yeah.
pretty
That
good.
and we'd spend all day trying to figure out ways to fuck with Nick.
Yeah.
So like, we always had a union mandated break. Every 2
15
hours
minutes.
you got a 15-minute
15-minute
union
break.
mandated break.
Mhm.
You don't
And he
want
tried to
problems with
argue
me.
it. We told him we never wanted to fuck with the union.
And he'd agree to it. The thing was, he'd be like, you're right. And go back inside. And it's like, how does this work?
Because if
Why does this work?
The
Jake and
union
I think he just
victor.
didn't want. Nick just got to the point where he just didn't want to deal with our shit anymore. So like 15 minutes, union mandate. He's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
Say,
fuck it.
damn, I never
Just-
thought of that.
Make sure this shit is
Because
done.
I'd spend 15 minutes arguing, and then they still wouldn't have gotten their break. So they're like, oh, I got to take the 15-minute break. Which was 30 minutes. So.
He would just be like, you know what? I don't have time for this shit anymore.
Jake and I don't even take lunch. The fuck?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
most
you
days
guys are
we
boss
like we just
ballers.
skip lunch. We just like we
Yeah.
take
Keep-
lunches on like Friday and Thursday usually.
Yeah. You get one lunch a week. Yes.
But like
That's the
it's, like,
best.
it's supposed to, usually like when we started it was like yeah we'll take like 30-minute lunches like every day and we stopped taking lunches like Monday through Wednesday and then Thursday and Friday we take like hour lunches.
You know, I haven't been eating
We go to
lunch
Wawa
either,
or
and I get
something.
fucking pissy as shit.
Well, it's because like most of the time we wouldn't even eat when we took lunch. We just sit there for a half hour. And it's like this is fucking pointless.
Yeah, there's no
If we
point.
work this half hour, you get out a half hour
This is
early.
And we
Yeah,
get more
that's
money
right.
too.
Huh?
We're just
This
like
is why you got
missing.
rid of us.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
so much more efficient than us.
They're intelligent.
Yeah, they're so much more efficient than us. We're like, how can we get 30 more minutes of lunch?
All right, can I reel this back in before I forget? Because I forget easily. The embryo, I was reading on Twitter to the internet. There's a 25-year-old embryo
Jake, don't break that sword.
that was frozen.
I've
to
seen
a,
something about
yeah,
that.
to a married couple that the woman is 26 years old. So technically, they could have been best friends if they were born in the
If
same
the
year.
embryo had been fertilized at the
Yeah.
time.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They froze an embryo in the 90s. I can't. It was 91 or 92. And they call them snow babies. And they took the embryo, put it through the vagina, conception, shit like that.
When?
Baby's
This
born.
just
recently,
happened.
Like,
in
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah, just like
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, so now what?
The baby's been frozen. Like, the girl that gave birth, they could have been the same age. Like, they froze.
it's just proving that like that type of
Right.
technology works. It's
Yeah.
like a science feat.
So what are we talking about?
All right, say, you know how you said you wanted, like, you
I
wanted
got
your
it, I
legacy
got
to
it.
continue?
So a girl
You
was-
would go get your
The
kid
girl was
fro-
the same age as the embryo that she received.
Yeah, but like Mel Gibson's that forever young when he was frozen.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
they proved that freezing technology kept that embryo good for 25
It's
25 years.
It's a very
Yeah.
primitive step into like
being able to freeze.
Like, if you want to be
I
alive
understand that. But
100 years from
that
now.
doesn't shock me. Is it shocking? Is that supposed to be shocking?
Well, I
it
didn't
should
even
be
know we were
shocking,
doing
but,
that,
like,
yeah.
When from people who grew up playing Halo, where like cryo freeze is how you get across the galaxy.
Yeah.
That's a very common thing.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
Alien had that in like 1979.
Yeah, you
everybody's
watch-
been waiting for that to be a thing.
Yeah.
Everyone saw the Austin Powers movie where like he
Yeah.
gets frozen. So like
Yeah, but like,
We're
That
almost
doesn't seem
mad
like a
that it
big
took
deal.
this long.
What
Like,
that-
goddamn it, science, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
It's not a big deal to us because we've seen, like I was telling Nick,
seen Hollywood.
we've
Yeah,
been
but the
alive
em-
for both eras.
all
Like,
right, but like that's different than like, okay, let's freeze you, Brandon, and see if you come back in 20 years.
well, that's
But
what
that's
we're
the
saying.
next
It's
step.
The first
That's why
step.
it's such a
That-
big
the first
thing.
step was the embryo, so they're gonna work their way towards that. So we're like,
Yeah.
you can like when they want to try to colonize another planet, you
They
can
can freeze
you can
us
freeze
instead.
somebody
Yeah, like an
instead
embryo
of taking
does-
it 30 years and they age that long.
it's the first step to alien resurrection.
And it's not that far off. by the way.
Now
It's
they're
really
just gonna
not
start
that far
freezing
off.
mice.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck ever. Who cares?
It's like when they
This is
clone the
corporate
sheep and then
Steve.
they're
Steve's
like,
the old
"This
guy.
is gonna
I'm
be
glad that Steve is here, actually.
Yeah. It does. He
I
is.
don't-
too.
I don't
like,
give
you're
a
like, I don't
fuck.
give a shit
Remember
about
how
it.
they've been saying they were gonna like clone mammoths for like 30 years now, and they still fucking haven't done it?
They said they found like literally like a Jurassic Park thing where they found
Yes.
the
Yeah,
blood in
they
a
have the
mosquito
blood.
that was
They're just
caramelized.
fucking lazy. They're not
Holy
doing it.
shit! Are you serious?
No, that's supposed to be coming pretty soon, actually.
That's
Like
Yeah.
real
The
Jurassic
The
Park?
mammoth is supposed to be the first thing. Like, they're going to infuse it with, like, an elephant's
That'd be pretty fucking awesome.
whatever.
yeah.
They're gonna
and-
fuck that up. They've already
course,
guaranteed they've tried it, just haven't told anyone about
I mean,
it.
I'm sure they're trying it.
They
just
probably have
hasn't
just like
succeeded.
fleet monsters
They've
in
been
the lab.
Well, they just came
Yeah.
out with, like, the...
Speaking of this shit, you
the
want
government just said they had the UFO, like, branch.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, thanks to the internet and fucking Snapchat, I was watching the Russians have been fucking doing this crazy shit where they fill dogs with like liquid oxygen, and then they fucking stick them upside down in water for 30 minutes, and then they pull the fucking dog out, shake the fluid out of its lungs, and the dog's fine, totally fucking fine.
Well, what does that do?
That's fucking weird.
So
Yeah, we know it's weird.
I mean, but what does it do? What is it for?
I don't know what it's fucking for. Why would you do it?
You didn't read the end of the article?
Yeah, like,
No,
what
I
were
just
they looking
I
for?
stopped at that.
Okay, well that just
I just stopped at that.
that information is useless.
Now I gotta look it up myself.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
talking
now
about
you're
weird
gonna look at
experiments.
Yeah,
going
what
on
the
right now.
fuck? Now we can't even.
Is
I
that
have
supposed
to
to be
read
used
it.
as like some sort of bomb or like?
Crooked ass.
I don't know.
That's what I thought they were usually gonna be like. They fucking
They, like,
revived
let
it and ran it
dogs-
into a house and blew it up.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
thinking
why
something
would
like that.
you do that? Why?
Well, I have
Well, I
no.
mean,
I
if you
have
think
no
about it, the
idea.
dog survived with its head underwater for a half hour.
Yeah, they literally filled it full,
Yeah.
filled its lungs full like some type of liquid with enriched with oxygen, and then they fuck. What makes you think to do that to a fucking dog?
Science.
Well, you gotta do it with
Why does the
something.
whole
They
Cold War
said they said
exist?
the next test is on humans.
Yeah, it's science.
Yeah.
Somebody will do it.
That's
Yeah.
literally all the
I
Cold
mean, if
War
you
was,
paid me
is
enough,
them
I would.
just
There's a price to
experimenting
anything.
shit.
I would do it. You pay me $10,000.
Oh yeah, there's a price to everything.
Right, there
Everything.
pretty much
Everything
is.
has a price.
I'd probably do it for $10,000.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You ever see that NASA experiment?
Like-
They'd pay you like $30,000 to lay in bed for like 180 days.
Yeah.
Brandon could do that.
Oh, I could totally do that.
Brandon could do
No,
that.
it's no question.
Brandon could
So
do
like
that.
never get out of the bed.
You're not allowed to get out of the bed. It's an experiment to
Like, you're
see
just
how
there.
long you could
Can I
how
at least move?
no movement affects your.
Oh no, I blow my head off. There's no way.
Yeah.
Fuck
No,
that.
Brandon could do
Oh
that.
no, I could totally pull that off for that much money.
I guarantee.
How much money?
I want to say it was 30,000. That could be
Fuck
wrong,
you, no
but it
way.
was
Fuck
something.
you.
It was something.
Do you get whatever
Tens
you
of
want?
thousands.
Like, do you get your
Yeah,
amenities, like your like
They have like
entertainment?
people
and-
come and like give you food and you
Well,
shit
yeah, because
bag.
well, like, isn't the whole
You know,
goal to
like-
like, isn't the whole goal
They
to
ship your
trying
bag
to,
and they take it off for you.
well, like, isn't the whole goal to trying to get to like people withstanding the trip to Mars? So,
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah.
the
That's
whole,
the
that's
whole
the
point,
whole
like-
idea.
Yeah.
Can they go without killing themselves or each other?
Easy.
I'd go for the
Give Brandon a
frozen
fucking cell
aspect
phone
first.
and the internet. He's good.
I'd start.
Score one for the internet.
I'd say freeze me for 6 months. See how that goes first. I wouldn't want to lay there for 6 fucking months.
I don't know, man. I don't think I want to get like frozen and come back at a later time and not know shit.
Well, I think like 6
just want-
months you could lay there. It's like if you want to go past Mars and it takes like 10 years to the next planet.
Well, what if they
You
tap?
want to
Yeah.
age 10 there, 10 back. You're 20 years
Yeah,
later.
that's a good point. That's
What if they
really
tapped into your brain and they're just kept updating your info? Like, hey, this shit's happening.
I mean, I'm sure that's the next step in fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if they're gonna freeze you for like 10 years, there's probably some sort of computer program that's gonna file all the news and then give you all the important shit that happened.
Right.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
the only thing that freezing you does is just keeps your body young. They can still put you in a fucking coma for 3 years.
What's
and
that
you wouldn't
fuck?
know no difference.
Demolition Man? Is that the one?
Yeah,
with...
I
Yeah.
love that movie.
Yeah, that was
The
a good
Fifth
one.
Element blew my mind when she's like sitting in front of that computer and just like,
And learning everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, doesn't
She was the chosen
they
one though.
froze
So,
him
it was
for
easy.
like 6 years in Avatar, right? For him to get to Pandora.
yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
So that's the course we're on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
I'll tell you, I am a little overwhelmed. So I'm 30 years old,
Huh?
and the amount of internet that I consume, or I feel like I'm in the internet during the day. I know we discussed that last podcast, but still, I feel like I'm in it. I feel a little overwhelmed. Like
I feel the opposite.
part
Yeah.
of my existence is a little too much in the internet, but I have to exist there.
Well, I was telling Steve, I was reading a thing that was saying that like our generation, like the 30, the 28, 29 through like
We're millennials,
33.
right? Yeah, we're
Late
still
20s,
millennials,
We
right?
are millennials.
You're
We're still
yeah,
older-
late 20,
older
like
millennials.
yeah, but like we had it the worst because we were there. Basically, when the older generations like technology died out and when their technology took off,
Mhm.
so like we're like bearing the blunt of it. So like we got
Keep
used
going,
to
keep
we
going,
got
I'm
used to dial up and all this stuff and how and then it was gone like that and
Mhm.
like they like you were saying like they know nothing different.
So their software, and we came through like
Well, no,
the
case of-
hardware aspect
Yeah,
of things.
case
Yes.
in point. Remember how you guys were talking about how hard it's going to be of a transition between the older regime in the workforce and the younger regime?
Mm-hmm.
We're right in the fucking
Yeah,
middle.
we're in the middle, so we're like
So,
bearing
like-
the blunt where we're trying to be the connection.
So like hardware, cable, fiber optic, they got installed. We didn't have that shit. They don't.
well,
even know
no,
the
it's
world
like
that-
okay, it's like you were trying to be the bridge between your dad and Jake.
Yeah.
So the stress all piles on us because
Yeah.
we're trying to like
because he'll never get any of this.
we're
shit.
trying to make the older corporation heads understand their generation, and it's just
They
it's
don't
just,
fucking get it.
Yeah, it's like
And it's
fucking
going to be some point where they just get kicked the fuck out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm right in the smack dab middle of it. And, like, to them, I'm like the fucking new wave. And I'm like,
Like
I'm like
no
this.
one likes you. Like
Yeah,
they
you
don't
have
quite
no
like us
idea.
because like we're trying to agree with them, and they don't quite like us because we're trying to agree with them. So you're stuck in the middle. You're getting fucked from both ends.
Sucks.
It's called Eiffel Tower.
I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. Like
Yeah.
it's just fucking.
That sucks.
Yeah,
well,
sucks
so
for
I
us.
I'm not alone, and I
No,
feel
it's like
isolated.
no, It's like everyone
It's
your
not
age.
like a fucking pity party, but you know what I'm saying.
No,
It's
like it's like you can't make the connection of how to get like the older generation and the young generation to like you because you were there for both. So like fuck you, Nick.
I mean, that's how I feel. So
I mean,
towards you.
theoretically though,
Thank
couldn't
you.
that just happen with the next generation? Like that'll just happen again?
I don't think so.
Like,
I think
No,
like-
because
like-
the
like when we
because the
were
internet's here
teenagers,
now.
like-
So like, what's gonna go like? There was no internet when we were growing up. You get what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
became big.
I was telling. I think it.
I don't know
yeah,
how
I
to
think
put
it's
it, but like it's here. Like it's
Nah.
not going
Well,
anywhere.
like so, like that's kind of what happened to old people though, because like they had like analog and well, basically nothing, and then you guys started with analog, went to digital, the new stuff, and so like but like at that time when they had what their technology was, they had no idea what was gonna be the next thing. So it's essentially
Yeah, I
in my
guess-
mind, it's the same situation. You don't know what's
I guess
going
it's
to be
just
next.
like a 4 or 5 year
But it's
gap.
just-
Like
yeah.
But then I guess
every
we're-
4 or 5 years, those people are fucked.
But at the
Like,
time, it was,
what? Yeah, it's just true.
at
Your
the
group
time I think it was
sucks. Yeah,
easier to
your group
grasp
sucks.
though, because like if you think about it, way back when the internet was first introduced, you were like, oh, you can send an electronic mail.
yeah, one-dimensional shit.
So like, this is probably the first generation where it's really gonna hit that hard, where it's like the older generation just will not understand.
Yeah, they're
this.
not. They don't give.
I got motherfuckers that can't turn a computer on.
Exactly. So
Like,
like, if you think
are
back to like the
fucking clueless.
1800s, it was like the leap in technology was like this plane. But if you
Right,
were
yeah.
90 when they invented the plane, you were like, it's a flying machine.
Yeah,
Like you
it's-
could see it and
It's a
visualize
flying
it.
No, no. It's
Yeah,
But, like
right.
somebody
He's
who's
right.
90 now cannot visualize the internet.
Yeah,
it
that's
just,
just doesn't
yeah,
happen.
it just will
That's a
not
good point.
fucking compute in your
Like
brain.
my mom, like they have no idea what they're doing most
Yeah.
of the time. So it's like,
Yeah, like my mom literally thinks that if she goes a certain place on the computer, she'll blow it up. Like
Yeah.
she literally. And I was like, so what do you mean like blow up? Like you mean like
yeah.
bring in a virus? No, she's like, I think it's gonna like.
Well, my
crash.
family thought I was like a tech genius just because I can plug in the DVD player to the TV for half. Like,
I hit the
No,
reset
seriously.
button on a router, and Dad called me the tech guy.
yeah, like that's just what it is. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
They can't fathom like how did you
like
get
Jake.
this to
When
show
it
up
goes
on the
back to
TV?
like.
like
Jake was-
Bluetooth blew their mind. They're
Jake
like,
was building Lincoln. I was like, Jake's an engineer.
Oh
He's an engineer.
that's just how it goes.
and he plugs in the DVD and he's the fucking tech guy. Oh, that's some funny shit, man.
That's like cherished moments, but hated cherished.
Yeah,
moments.
yeah.
It's like civil times, but look back on it, I hate
Yeah.
it.
It's just the speed, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like the older generation, like they fought us becoming. You know, at some point, you gotta admit that the younger generation is now smarter and more capable than you are.
Oh yeah.
I feel like our parents fought that shit fucking
They're,
tooth and
they're
nail.
still
Yeah,
on.
they still
They
do.
fought that shit. They're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck no, you're not. Whereas me, I'm like, I can't wait to pass that fucking torch on. I can't wait to play stupid and have you guys do everything
Do
for
everything,
me.
yeah, do everything
I
for you.
cannot wait.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Dad literally once he realized he was losing that battle, he resorted to physical violence.
Physical.
I feel like that with Braylon sometimes.
Now I'm gonna fuck you up.
Like he questions everything.
Well, Noah and I were talking about this the other day. Was that we're in a. So it was the early 1900s was the Industrial Revolution, and then back in go back to life is in phases. We're in the digital revolution, so like you're saying, I don't know if the degree at which people are going to change or not understand in the next 100 years is going to be that big of a deal, because this is the drastic change.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
I'm curious to see how you handle conflict in the future because, like I said, if we're in a digital
Smart
era,
contracts on the blockchain.
Well, how the fuck do we go back to smart? I'm talking about.
That's
Yeah, I don't
conflict.
know. Well, it depends on what kind of conflict he's talking
What kind of
about.
conflict
All
you
of
talking
it.
about?
I'm talking about.
We'll have everything will be everything will be contracts.
All right,
Should
shut
we
the
go
fuck
I
up.
don't know. I'm lost.
What the fuck?
Let Steve make his point.
I don't know. I'm fucking lost now. I don't fucking.
Go
I was
ahead,
kinda lost
no,
right
handle
there.
conflict. Go ahead.
How are you going to handle conflict? Because you're getting away from being interpersonal, face to face, where you had an altercation that was physical violence. You're getting further and further and further and further away from that. So now is it all going to be vacant threats over the internet? Like it's just going to be okay. I'm going to hit this button. You're going to I'm going to hit this button. When I hit this button, it's going to be a bigger effect than when you hit your button. Henceforth, nuclear bullshit. It's just going to be vacant threats until someone hits a fucking button or what?
I mean, that was kind of the whole idea of the Cold War.
Probably.
It was mad, mutual assured destruction.
Right. But like if we're going to more, everything's digital.
But I'll argue that
Communication,
more.
everything.
But I'll argue that if it's like if things getting done, whether it be good or bad, is that we're more efficient in things getting done now.
Like now, there's more damage done electronically to a country than it would be to you physically go over there and blow it up.
yeah.
Well,
So it's
yeah.
just
I think now you have a problem. Well, maybe not a problem.
Once
but,
everyone
like,
gets caught up, especially.
the biggest threat now to a major country is like a rogue state like North Korea or Iran, because if America and China were to go to war, think about how heavily reliant America's economy is on China's economy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Vice versa.
the old school idea of a ground war going in and destroying all of their industrial capabilities would destroy our economy.
Yep.
So nowadays your only real threat is a madman with a nuclear weapon, where I'm not nearly as worried about going to war with Russia because everybody's just too reliant on one another now.
It's
on
a
a
bunch
global economic scale.
Yeah, it's a bunch of backroom deals and like
Yeah,
backstabs
it's
and stuff.
bullshit.
It's nothing front
So,
forward.
terror style shit. You're saying.
Exactly, but that will never
Just
work.
that you won't know where or when or how big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
why.
no,
That's,
never
why
That's your
work.
only. That's your only
Scale.
argument now.
that's why proxy wars became such a big thing, because like it's not me fighting you technically. It's me paying him to fight the guy you're paying to
Yeah,
fight him.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's all that.
What?
You ran my foot up
Degrees
like a
of
rocket.
separation.
Yeah, exactly. Like America is the ultimate like shadow war country.
Yeah.
All we do is fight shadow wars everywhere. We pay rebel groups to fight the government, or pay the government to fight rebel groups. So we keep countries in conflict all the time, so they never see how bad everybody's really fucking that country.
And it's also
Yeah.
too, a lot of people for whatever reason thought like America, whenever they had like so much influence over a country, they would always try to make it like democratic.
Yeah.
Kind of like we have with like a president and Congress. It's like no, they've like CIA's put in like dictators that were like just biased for America.
Yeah,
Like-
Iran had a democracy until the 70s when we destroyed their democracy and gave them a dictator.
Yeah.
Like Iran now is like the fruit from the seed we planted.
See, these motherfuckers say we got sold a bill of goods, right? And then they're like, "Fuck you." This is Jake and Noah all day. It's like
Yeah.
I can see the holes here. Here's hole. Here's hole. Here's a hole. Here's a hole. Here's a hole. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like we
No,
talked
yeah,
one time we talked about 9/11, and they're like,
Bush did it. All right, let's
You
talk about it right
fucking
now.
idiot.
Bush did 9/11.
"Yeah, you fucking idiot."
But
That's
no,
what they were to me. Is like, Nick,
Yeah.
you couldn't fucking see that shit.
Yeah.
You couldn't see that. Those fucking buildings can't fall like that. What the fuck are you talking about? The plane's made of aluminum.
We should have a whole 9/11 episode. It's like a half hour long.
Yeah, we will. They're pretty in deep. He goes deep. He knows tons of shit.
I was like,
Jake,
he probably knows more than I do.
Jake talks
but,
about the
like,
theory and conspiracy. Like, what the fuck?
And we were over here like
Oh.
great American patriots.
Yeah. Like I went to,
I'm proud to be an American.
yeah, I went to bed crying that fucking night.
Yeah.
I was thinking
I
fucking
think
Toby
that's-
Keith, like ready to fuck him up.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though, is you were old enough to remember that happening. I was 5 when that happened. He was like 3.
No, we were in
Yeah.
fucking 9th grade when that happened.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
yeah,
in
my
ninth
sister
grade.
remembers.
Yeah,
that.
I was in
So,
ninth
like,
They rolled the fucking cable TV
in
down
the
hall.
roll and made us watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
and I
kids
think
were out in
that's
the hallway
difference.
crying and
Channel
shit.
1 News.
Like you have like the, I don't want to say bias, but like the experience of being alive, and what you heard through the news biases your memories of that.
Mhm.
But if you can look
Yeah.
back and just look at it factually, like this is what happened.
Yeah. So
It's
they
much
they
easier.
fucked with our emotions. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, when it did happen, it would be harder for us to have gotten the information that you guys
Exactly.
have gotten.
Yeah.
to.
because
Like
they
it's not-
controlled the information. So if
Exactly.
we
They
question that information,
even when you question it, they fed you more bullshit. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
But now you don't have to. You can look it up yourself. Like you
Yeah.
can figure it out yourself.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. You could spread something, and even through like the whole telephone effect, where I say something and it goes down, and it's like totally different thing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's like you can double check if that actually happened or if it's wrong or anything. Like it's
yeah.
back then you really couldn't do that.
That's a good point.
Okay, so I'll without going too because I don't know enough, but I watched one of the docs that Noah had pointed me to is the Pentagon plane. There's no fucking plane.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
there's no fucking plane.
I remember
The West Virginia. It was in West Virginia when Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Not a fucking plane.
Yeah.
They literally said you could walk down there and everybody was there. It was like rushed to the site, and it was like it looked like a ditch digger dug that hole, and then like sprinkled shit all over it, metal shrapnel all over
Yeah,
it.
it's just
possible.
threw carnage around it.
I remember there was this girl. Her dad like worked at the Pentagon. She had like a mental breakdown in the middle of class when that shit happened. It was pretty sad.
Mm-hmm. I had a friend there too. That did it too.
Brittany said like Miss Donahue came out because she was in gym and like flipped out, was crying and shit.
Mhm.
oh man, it was crazy.
Everybody was.
Well, I'm
People-
sure it was nuts.
The whole school, like
People
teachers
were
were
getting
like,
picked up.
Well, I mean, everybody
Yeah,
here
it was
works for
crazy.
the government somehow,
Yeah.
or knows somebody. You know?
I think my dad was in DC that day.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people were just, like he said, a lot of people had family members that worked in
Yeah.
the Pentagon. So
Yeah.
people are losing their mind, losing their shit, man. People
But see
running
what's
down the hallways
crazy.
screaming.
But see what's fucked up about all that is that there was high emotional charge with all that, all these relationships, and like if something were like that to happen now, as Noah and Jake, even us, everybody's so desensitized because
it doesn't. Well, I mean, look at anything that happens. Like Vegas happened, everyone was like, it doesn't make sense. It's
But
not
I'll
real.
also say to the
like
same
anything, or the elementary school, no one gave a shit about those kids getting killed because they all said it was an inside job, like it didn't
Yeah,
exist.
let's think about like Columbine. Like when Columbine happened,
That was
it
another-
was such
Holy shit.
like a shocking thing to happen. There was a school shooting like 2 weeks ago. Nobody gives.
No one cares anymore.
Well, and that's the thing is
Yeah.
like when we grew up, that's all you heard. They still talked about fucking Columbine. That's all.
Yeah, now it
Like,
happens
because
every
that was
other day.
it was a once in a lifetime thing.
Virginia,
But now it's,
until Virginia Tech shootings, that's all they talked about was Columbine.
That's-
Like they always brought that shit up. Then Virginia Tech happened,
then it was
and that's all they
Virginia
talked about Virginia Tech. And then like the next 3 happened. Next you know, it's like everybody's fucking forgot about everything.
Yeah.
yeah, they can't keep track of it. But at the same time, the
Like we
desensitization is also. I'm not like I don't want to dismiss anybody's emotions and connection to it, but it happens all the time, and information is readily available because it's in real time. You're getting facts and disinformation, but you're getting the same 50-50. See, we didn't get that shit.
No.
So we got pure emotion, pure
Yes.
emotional charge,
Yes.
pure fucking falsity,
But now you can go look at the shit that doesn't make sense. Like it just doesn't make sense.
and it adds up in real time.
Yeah.
Where like you could literally look at a Twitter Periscope and be like, "Oh, that's not fucking making any sense."
Well, yeah. It
Well,
happens.
for one, you couldn't
Well,
fucking
just,
do it.
well,
either.
just look at like okay, so the Vegas thing happened, and like there's like 20 people that were on the ground. They said there were people like running around shooting on the ground,
Yeah.
and then the police are saying no, there's only one person in the window shooting down. Like there's so many conflicting stories. It's like so you're basically telling me these people that were there are lying for no reason. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm not getting
It doesn't
super
make sense.
conspiracy on it and shit, but it feels like there's 2 different PR campaigns going to war.
always.
Where the traditional PR campaign is to say that it was this, this, and this, and it sets up this very heroic American storyline, and then the real facts is no, it's a fucking rogue, and this is what's really shaking down.
But is it
or vice versa?
But is it more of like what we said? Like okay, so like your dad's generation and Jake's generation, like.
I don't know. No,
Where
I mean,
Jake
no,
and
what
Noah
you
look
feel
for the
about
facts?
I think
Vegas?
it's the fucking mainstream media wants it to be something bigger because that's what feeds their fucking reviews. That's what
Yeah.
feeds their stories, and it's the real stories on social media that brings out what actually fucking happens.
Yeah, and those
That's a
don't
good
always
point.
necessarily aren't like storybook.
Well, I always feel like
no,
the
no,
older,
they're fucking
the
gritty
like
truth.
40s and 50-year-olds, they're always like, this is the narrative. There's no other way around it. Like, there's always one street. And then
Yeah.
when it comes to like Jake and Noah's age, there's like, there could be multiple streets to go down. Like, this could be it, this could be it, or this could be it.
Yeah,
Like, but the older ones are just like, he had mental problems and that's it. Like, something was wrong.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
always
they
when,
never
like,
go more than like one layer.
Yeah, like it's like he had mental problems. He lost all his money, or his family. He was abused as a kid. Like
Yeah,
it's
but that-
always
it was
he
something
bullied.
you can swallow, something you can
Right,
digest.
right.
Yeah, but then you look at like the real story is like, no, this shit's been going on for a long time. Not saying that guy in particular, but like a lot of this other shit's like, oh no, this motherfucker was on the watch list for this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So like they fucking known for fucking years.
But then they don't want you. But they don't want you to come at them with that bullshit.
Exactly,
Like,
the government.
And
does.
that's
So
always
it's
like
hot
the
potato.
blurb at the
Who's
end
gonna-
of the story.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
remember that whole Vegas part. Like, of course, like the NBC and the Fox and all them, like they cover obviously like him shooting with the machine gun down and them showing like the wrong gun and all that. And then like a day later on Twitter, I've seen a bunch of people saying like people posting like this video of some guy who was escorted out of the
Another
out of the
casino.
casino,
Yeah.
but like by like actual security, like police security.
Oh, yeah.
And like you never hear a single word about that on the mainstream like at all. Nobody ever mentioned that. And then oddly too is after that video came out, like a couple weeks later, a bunch of people like were forced to drop it. Like,
Yeah, and then
they
a
made-
couple people went missing. Like apparently, like some people are missing that like had major roles to do with that Vegas shit.
yeah,
Like
anybody that had like
So
found
what?
something, they just start.
like the cop that supposedly found him and got shot or
The
something.
security
Yeah.
guard.
He went missing.
Yeah,
apparently.
they couldn't find the body or something.
Yeah, like he's gone. So
Body
that's
gone.
that's really weird.
Mm-hmm. But see, that could happen years ago, and I guess it's still kind of on its teetering.
Years ago, we just wouldn't. They would just been
They
like,
never even would have said anything about it.
yeah,
Yeah,
like it would
yeah,
it
it's
would
true.
it would just not have gotten to us. Like
Mm-hmm.
Especially that whole Cold War era of like limited information.
yeah, like it just wouldn't have gotten to us.
Like
It
there's
would've
still
been
shit the CIA did back in the day that they still will not release the files on.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
What about, man, me think about, like, you know, when it happened, it was great, but it was weird. It's like the whole Osama bin Laden when they finally found and killed his ass.
Oh fuck, we went down. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
Like, because all I remember was, like, it's like they found and killed him, and then they dumped his body in the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
Yep, done, gone.
Well, like, and they're like, oh, we didn't want to make a martyr out of him. But, like,
do you know
why
what really
the fuck
tripped?
did you... Why wouldn't we want to see the fucking proof that
Do you
it
know what
is him?
flipped me
That's
out?
what kills me. It's
What
like,
kind
why wouldn't you want everyone to fucking walk by, take a look, and touch and see and know that's fucking him?
I was looking at a picture from him the other day, and this is what started it all, and then I took it to Noah and Jake. It was like, Osama bin Laden is a handsome motherfucker. If you really look at it, he's a good-looking motherfucker.
And he's like huge.
Yeah, and
He stands out like a sore fucking thumb.
But like his
Do you think
beard,
they had him for this whole time, and that's how they were able to pick off? all these
Brandon,
other
do you know what
people?
I'm saying? Like his,
I bet
like
they
his
had him the
beard
whole
was.
fucking time.
I mean, his
Probably
beard
did
was
still.
like the
It was well
the
kept.
typical. Yeah, it was like terrorist beard, but like
Because
the
you know
motherfucker
it's
had
long, but
a nice ass fucking beard. He had to like
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and
caring
you wonder if
eyes
they-
and shit.
I wonder if they had him the whole fucking time, and that's how they were able to find these other people. Because the way they just killed him and dumped him, like, and no one else has any proof of fucking seeing him or nothing. You know damn well they wouldn't have done it falsely saying that they killed him and he really is out there. They wouldn't have done that. So they were fucking guaranteed that they had his ass.
I feel like it
But
was
the way
like
they did it, about was like, okay, closed deal.
Yeah, he's
Dead
dead.
gone.
Now he's
here's
gonna be
Obama.
dead.
Here's Obama watching him go to get it. He got
Yeah,
him.
that's
in
how it was.
fucking
It was like,
ocean.
okay, now
We
he's
don't
gonna
want to
be
make a martyr
dead.
out of him. He's done.
Now he's
Yeah.
gonna be dead.
Why wouldn't we want proof that the most wanted man in the fucking world? Why wouldn't we want more proof than just your word for it?
And look at other examples. When they caught Capone, they put Capone in jail, and it was on every
Yes.
newspaper. And then when they caught El Chapo, the Mexicans put him on national television and were like, got him.
Mhm.
But America was like, nah, he's dead. Fine, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't we want more proof?
the
I
second
remember
part
that.
was like everybody just kind of like accepted that.
Yeah,
like,
I remember.
a large portion of Americans were just like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
I was in
yeah,
8th
yeah.
grade when that happened, and there were kids in the hall like, ooh, USA.
There was a
Yeah,
jubilee.
No, they were
there
rioting.
was
Like, they were going crazy in the streets.
a jubileus riot.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was fucking. They were,
In Radford,
that was
they
the
were burning fucking couches
Yeah.
and running through the streets with flags.
Yeah, I was.
they were
I was-
lighting dumpsters on fire.
I was in
Singing-
Manassas and people
singing
were running through the
fucking
streets with
patriotic.
American flags. Like,
yeah, like it just it's
I'm
permanent.
proud to
They just
be an American.
Yeah, it was a
So
great
that's
night,
what
don't
they
get me wrong.
wanted.
We
They
went
wanted-
outside, lit off fireworks, illegal ones, and it was great.
They
I was gonna
wanted-
say, yeah, people were shooting on
there
fireworks.
was no such thing as illegal.
it was
fireworks
better
that
than
day.
4th of
Yeah.
July.
Yeah. Wasn't no something, but he was an informant in the
The U.S.
early
made
decades.
him powerful because he was one of the leaders in the 80s when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. We gave them weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the U.S. government gave his terrorist cell weapons to fight off the Russians. And then when the Russians were out of Afghanistan, they used those weapons as terrorist weapons. So basically, we made him powerful.
Yeah.
And then when it came back around and bit us in the ass, if you want to believe that he did 9/11.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to believe that.
I mean, if you do...
Yeah. Or it's time for you to do 9/11.
Yeah, or maybe he was just the poster child of it and was like, you're going to get tagged in this.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
made the monster and then got rid of the monster.
Yeah. Or made the monster to use the monster later.
We paid him to look like a monster, and then hit him. So like it was
Yeah.
like a guaranteed like okay thing. Like the fucking you ever see Iron Man 3?
Yeah.
The Mandarin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. Like it's
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I
Okay.
can see that.
They
I can
paid him to
totally
be a
see
poster
that.
child for it, did it, and then put the whole spiel together, and then guaranteed for him to hide. I can only imagine if like maybe the Bush administration agreed to that, and
What
then
if
Obama's was like. Either they tried to bear it and Obama's was uninformed, or Obama's was in it and they were supposed to be the end game plan of like,
Yeah.
you're gonna kill him and now he's gonna be officially hidden forever.
What if they just
Like
shaved
a-
his beard off, put him in like fucking Iceland?
That honestly could
You're
be.
telling me
They
who
really
coulda-
He just shaved
Yeah.
his beard.
In like the
You
nice,
wouldn't be able to
nice
recognize
natural
him.
springs.
Shaved his beard
Yeah,
and
the
put it in
natural
Iceland.
springs of Iceland.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I got a nice hot tub
can
and
see it.
shit. Yeah.
It's like Inglourious Bastards.
Oh shit.
Where
Well,
at
I mean,
the end, he like blows up all the Nazis. Like, I want this, 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 and this. And they're like, deal. And then he kills
Yeah.
all the Nazis.
Yeah.
One thing I did appreciate about Obama is that, like, you could tell from body language or mannerisms, is that he had every pure intent going in, and then like halfway through the first year, somebody sat him down and told him, "Hey, man, this is how this is gonna go, and you got to ride this for at least the first 4 years."
First
Well, no, yeah. There's always shit that you gotta fucking.
But he
ride
did-
out.
but
you
he-
can't just go in there and say, "All right, pull everyone out of the fucking Middle East. We're getting out of there."
Yeah, exactly.
You can't fucking do that. You're too invested. Otherwise, you just leave it a fucking shithole. It'd be worse. You gotta ride that fucking turd out.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
I don't think I think the president is just a thankless fucking job. I would never want that shit.
Usually is.
Like, no matter what you do, you're always wrong. I don't think there's any way around that, to be honest.
We lost Brandon.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's on
Shit
his
happens.
Podcast over.
Done.